Your Excellency, Chiefs of Police, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my privilege to speak to you at the opening of this important conference. Although I'm unfortunately unable to attend in person, I wanted to lend my and Interpol's support to your discussions over the next 2 days. It was clear when we met during the EU Police Chiefs Convention last October that the use of metadata was a subject of great significance and relevance to law enforcement in the Union. I commend my friend Director Neves, his colleagues, and the Portuguese Ministry of Justice for spearheading this urgent initiative and taking the lead in convening us today. I will focus on 2 brief points. The first is that law enforcement must always be at the forefront in harnessing new technologies. Both the crime landscape and evidentiary environment are changing and expanding. This means that we must adapt our processes and capacities to detect, record, and prove criminal activities accordingly. We have to identify the possibilities stemming from increased connectivity and resulting big data. We must fully explore the potential of machine learning and artificial intelligence and build the skills and expertise to recognize and exploit these opportunities. This includes rising volumes of data, the very definition of that data, and new enabling forms of extraction, handling, analysis, and interpretation. Chiefs of Police, if we do not evolve, we will not succeed. I'm presently in Santiago de Chile, where police chiefs of the Americas gathered at our regional conference. My message to this side of the Atlantic was the same as to you. Collecting and sharing information is the lifeblood of law enforcement. Data of all kinds, including traffic and location of users, can be vital to an investigation. Successful arrests and prosecutions can hinge on small or single pieces of information. They can mean the difference between bringing a perpetrator to justice or adding another victim to the count. Of course, all data collection and retention must respect key principles of responsible use. It should be proportionate and necessary, relevant, and purpose-driven. Data access, storage, and use must be conducted in respect of human and fundamental rights and with transparency. There should be safeguards against misuse and accountability mechanisms. Following these principles will ultimately help law enforcement in ensuring both the reliability of the data and the trust and acceptance of the public. It needs to be clear that the police are not looking to conduct generalized surveillance, nor to collect data to trace and monitor citizens indiscriminately. Yes, there is a balance to achieve in ensuring privacy, freedom, security, and justice. But balance doesn't mean trade-off. One does not have to be sacrificed to achieve the others, under one condition: that law enforcement is able to rely on legal certainty and guidance, unambiguous and practical criteria, and harmonized practices. And these are needed urgently. Constant doubt hinders good policing. In a survey we conducted of law enforcement agencies, legal constraints were cited as a key reason for data not being used to its full potential. Respondents described disparate and unclear competences, interpretations, and rule application, which left them to act in a legal gray zone. That is the zone where criminals will thrive. Let me be clear. Legislators will always set the rules, and police will defend and apply them. This brings me to my second point, that we must coordinate and advocate in order to strengthen our voice. With common requirements and objectives, it is imperative for law enforcement to pool resources and effort in representing our interests. This includes Interpol as a law enforcement actor. Over many decades and with considerable effort, we have developed robust and comprehensive guidelines for our data acquisition, processing, and retention, along with good governance, due diligence, and compliance solutions. Now, we are working on the responsible use of new technologies for law enforcement. With the World Economic Forum, we have developed a policy framework for responsible limits on facial recognition. The Interpol Responsible AI Lab was created last October and brings together stakeholders from industry, academia, civil society, and other key players. It will guide the use of AI-supported systems and tools by law enforcement in accordance with fundamental rights and principles of law. This conference and the planned joint declaration go in the same direction, aligning police across borders towards concrete outcomes and much needed change. Because this discussion does not take place in a vacuum, the issue of the use of metadata of communications and the applicability of broader data retention laws for police is a global one. Here in Chile, the police chiefs of the Americas are confronted with similar concerns, and I have heard this issue raised by law enforcement authorities in the United States, in Australia, and elsewhere. As the actor that is connecting your police forces every day within and beyond Europe, Interpol's strong conviction is that rules must be clear, they must be applied, but they cannot fragment police cooperation. Police forces in the European Union will be called upon to exchange and access more data, more diverse data, and from an even larger pool of foreign counterparts, including through Interpol. A clear European legal framework will allow information to mirror the threats we all face. These are crossing borders and fast. I therefore hope that your discussions today and tomorrow bear fruit, and that law enforcement in the European Union and the world are able to work more effectively at keeping the public safe. I wish you all a very productive conference, and I look forward to seeing the results. Thank you very much.